All right, strength through movement. We got Ben Blakely here, the pro motocrosser, up and coming. He's been doing it for years and years. I've had the opportunity to train him over the last probably 4 years. About that, right?
Yep.
First of all, what do you think about strength through movements training in general? Give us a little overview on from beginning till now.
Well, man, I remember the first time I showed up to train with you, and I showed up with like my headphones and the cord and whatnot. I think the headphones only last like 5 minutes.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah.
I was like
flipping around.
I don't know if it was like freshman year high school.
I think it was your freshman year.
Yeah. So I was the first one, and then we kind of got a group of us together. But I remember that first one was so brutal. You absolutely killed me.
Yeah.
It was terrible.
I remember when the guys came in too on the group.
Mhm.
I think I just did a body weight workout.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just did body weight
Sometimes
stuff.
those are the worst.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, those can be.
Everybody was like almost hacking at the end. And I was
Mhm.
like, you guys good? Like, are we going to be able to do this? Everybody's just like, I don't know if I want to do this anymore.
I don't know if I'm going to show up next week.
Yeah. But yeah, you guys came around. That's for sure.
Yeah. And once you get like it gets a little bit easier, but
yeah,
it's still a grind.
I know, to this day, like even today, right?
Yeah, today was brutal. You made me get up at like 6 in the morning.
6 o'clock in the
Morning
morning on a
workout.
Saturday.
Yeah.
What time
That's
do you normally
dedication.
wake up? Like, what's your average?
Average probably like 8 o'clock.
I mean,
Yeah,
okay,
that's
not too bad.
That's earlier than most people.
Yeah.
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 2023.
Dude, I could sleep till noon 1 every day.
Mhm.
I wish.
Easy.
I could.
Oh, I could.
I dream about
I
that.
can't, but I could if I was able to.
See, I don't think I could sleep till 11 or noon. Okay, unless maybe I'm sick or
Yeah.
deathly hungover or whatever. But like, dude, I can stay in bed
Oh, yeah. you
awake
could-
for
I could sleep.
Just
though.
fiddling.
days.
I could
Yeah.
sleep like
Oh, yeah.
solid until
I
2.
couldn't. I'd go insane.
I
literally
would.
go
Well,
insane.
dude, when I had COVID, like a full week of like, you stay in bed on your back
Mhm.
for, till 11, 12, because you're like, I don't want to move. And you're like, I need to move because my back feels like it's
My
glued to the
spinal
sheets.
cord is
And your back hurts.
losing juice.
And then you're like, oh, okay, I'm going to go to the couch.
Uh-huh.
It sucks. I can't.
So
do
there's
it.
your polar opposites. Like me, I can't stop moving, so I'm up. Like I always say, I'm gonna take a whole weekend and just do nothing. But I get like 2 hours in, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go climb a mountain.
Dude, that's when I've been sick. I've just been doing my normal routine or trying to.
yeah,
If
trying
you
to
just lay
bust through
down
it.
while you're sick, you're just gonna stay
Oh, dude,
sick.
Oh,
I feel
yeah.
like
Right.
Yeah, I agree. You got to move. You got to
Yeah.
get the juices flowing.
do what you
oxygen,
can, obviously.
blood flow, all
Yeah.
that stuff.
Especially with, working out. You
Yeah.
miss a couple days because you're sick. Getting back
I
into
guess.
it, you're like,
Want to swear it makes you feel
Shit.
worse
Yeah.
when you miss your few workouts when your body's used to working out 5 or 6 days a week.
I know.
Exactly. But I mean, and like you look at Ben, he's a high level motocrosser.
Yeah.
And those are the things you got to think about when you're a high level like that. Like, do I get out of bed? I have to get out of bed. It kind of gives you a reason, right?
Yeah.
Purpose.
Well, dude, and that's a whole different workout. Riding is, and racing, dude, like the arm pump you get from.
Yeah.
So
And-
going off of certain things that I'm sure, it works out. Like I hear, I mean, this is a totally different extreme, but like, F1, they have to go into these things that simulate G's and they have their own specific workout. Are there certain things that are you just at the gym, like doing it with the barbell or just doing wrist workouts, like, forearm, like what
Yeah.
are some certain things?
So
that you-
there's kind of different perspectives on that. Some guys will work out their forearms and some guys won't. I
Okay.
have found that if I don't work them out, it's better for me personally. I think the whole thought process behind it is like if you work them out, they like pump up, like it trains your muscles to pump up. So as soon as you hop on the bike, your muscles instantly pump up. So I try and stay away from working out my forearms.
Because they'll naturally, while you're
Right.
out there for, I don't know, hours at a time. I'm
Right.
sure,
Like
they'll
on the
naturally-
bike training. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. Just like getting the seat time and stuff,
Yeah.
that'll like work them out a little bit, but
Yeah.
not like, doing like the.
You're going,
Yeah.
You're not going to the gym specifically, like,
Mhm.
or part of your workout is like,
I'm going to train
was
before
it spider curls and all that shit? Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I wish you could like show, because it's like something. Obviously, I only ever raced in like woods races and small town. Like,
But
I've
arm
never-
pump, like we can all agree that
But,
arm pump is
dude, it's
probably
I
the
wish it
worst
was something.
thing on
It's
a
one
bike.
of those things like when you get off the bike, you like have to pry your fingers
Yeah,
open.
no, for
like, and I'm
sure.
sure you've experienced it on a tenfold level that I have. And just
Mhm.
even I have been like, dude, like what the hell? And I
Getting it
thought
over my head.
strength training. So I hadn't rode in like a year and a half and had been strength training and gained like 20 pounds in that first year I was training. I was like, all right, I'm going to be in way better shape. Strength training and building muscle does not help you that much with riding.
On a
Dude. It's
motorbike.
all like endurance, cardio, because just enduring that, 20 something laps or whatever.
Mhm.
I guess it depends where you're racing, but
Well, and that's he came to me recently to start training again, and that was his first. I don't want to lift weights. I just need to get in shape.
yeah, you just, yeah, dude, and that's what, well, woods races too. It's something, it does help to be stronger because, I mean, if you get stuck or anything, then you're throwing around a 250-pound bike. But
Right.
like
Exactly.
Supercross and stuff like that, and that's yeah, dude, cardio
lot
and
different.
endurance, I feel
Mhm.
like is your best friend.
Yeah, more of a
Right.
full
Like the-
throttle go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the training for racing kind of is different than like strength training.
Yeah.
There's a certain amount of strength training, but that's kind of like preseason. And then after that, it's just like a lot of like cardio and the not fun stuff.
Is there a lot of
Enough,
balance?
the-
Do you
the
do a lot of
assault bike.
balance training, or is it
Yeah, balance training is super important.
like core would be too?
Yeah, balance, like core balance. Try and stay away from the arms as much as possible. Legs.
Yeah.
So
You can
from
do
a
legs,
trainer's
but-
standpoint, like with the arm pump, I was green to training motocrossers when he
Mhm.
came to me. So like I had to really dig into like
The science of it.
yeah, the science of it. I'm trying to get into the perspective of what are they going through on the bike. And arm pump was a huge thing to mitigate. Number one, flexibility and mobility. So you
Mhm.
got to make sure all those tendons running through your arms are loose, limber, and there's blood flow through there. So they aren't getting the arm pump. Blood going in should come back out. So all the way up through the shoulder and neck should be loose, mobile, right?
Yeah.
So that mitigates arm pump. Number two would be like going to the core stuff, like getting in their head. I think, all right, what position are they in on their bike? So like throw them on a Bosu ball, have them grab a steel pipe or whatever it is, put something between their knees, like they're simulating squeezing the bike. You got to
Yeah.
squeeze the gas tank,
Yep.
and then throw a freaking ball at them
Yeah.
and keep them from fall. Like they're on a Bosu ball and they gotta stabilize, right? And then just the other aspects of like legs, because you're flowing with your bike on the jumps, on the whoops, such like that. Like leg endurance, I think is extremely important
Yeah.
too.
And yeah, now that I think about it, like when you look at like the top pros too, none of them are like big guys.
No,
they're
they're
all
not.
like, they're
Yeah.
pretty small and they're just lean.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then good, their cardio shape is just insane.
Yeah, they're kind of like a cyclist build.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Except because I was thinking about the workouts and stuff, and I was like, well, what, the cyclists, and I was like, well, their legs are
Yeah.
Like, trunks. So
Right.
I was like, well, okay, I'm not gonna say anything, but I was like, holy crap.
I know the
Ugh.
calves.
Yeah.
The
Talk
calves
about
on cyclists are
what's bigger than thunder? I don't know.
Dude, it's like riding
Thunder
those,
thighs, like
yeah, riding is like a full body workout though.
It
Like,
is.
you're-
Yeah.
dude, like you're
Core,
done.
Mhm.
arms.
Yep.
I feel like the best practice you can do for it is just to go out and do laps.
Yeah.
I mean, I
that's-
feel like at the end of it, that's the best
Mhm.
thing.
Yeah, that's the best thing to do. I mean, there's certainly like getting in shape for that to be able to go and do laps, but just being able to like ride and ride and ride.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
more you ride, the longer you can go, the less
Mhm.
arm pump you're gonna get,
yeah,
the better you'll feel on the bike. And that's kind of where I'm at now, is just trying to like do super long motos so that when maybe it's like a 10-minute moto or something, I'll go out and train and do like a 30-minute moto.
yeah,
So then I can do 10 minutes, no problem.
yeah.
But yeah, I'd say arm pump right now is like the number one
It's your enemy.
enemy
Yeah.
right now. Yeah. Cause
Yeah.
I mean, I was just in Texas. We were doing 25-minute motos. So super
That's
long
long.
motos. And I'd come off the track and like, I wouldn't even be breathing heavy. Like I would be like totally fine. Like I could go for
your
another
arms.
Mhm.
My arms were just like super tight.
And it gets scary too when you're
Yeah.
midway through and your arms just feel like they're like any point, dude, you could just let go of your bike.
Yeah, you can't pull the clutch in anymore.
Yeah,
and-
dude. And whoops. And yeah, dude, your freaking fingers.
So
yeah.
when did you start motocross? I just want to kind of branch off here.
Well, so I got my first dirt bike. I think I was like 3 years old. I got a PW50.
Start them young.
Yeah.
3. Yeah.
Damn.
3. I couldn't touch, so I would have to just like get going super slow and hop off.
Yeah.
You know,
And
because
then,
my dad wouldn't let me get training wheels.
and at that age, you're probably
Smart.
still
Yeah.
pull up shit in your pants, jumping over jumps.
Yeah, I remember the first time I got on a dirt bike, I got a whiskey throttle and hit a tree wide open.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So yeah,
you were
just
young?
straight for the tree. Yeah, like
Dude,
like 3.
Most
3
kids
years
like
old.
that would happen. They'd be like, I'm done. Get it away from me.
Yeah, I wanted to. My dad was like, "No, you're getting back on."
Probably have to.
Yeah,
there's
get that
no-
out.
there's no
yeah,
choice.
Just to
sure, Jerry.
clarify for the people that might not know what whiskey throttle is, can you just? I feel like we've
Whis-
probably all
Right.
done it for sure, but just for the people that don't
Oh
know,
man, let me
'Cause I'm
try.
sure-
Let me try to explain it. Like,
Is
with,
it-
like
when you're about to kind of fall off or something, and you keep your hand on the and you
right. So like
gripping on it, and then before you know it, you're like Supermaning and you're gonna
Yeah.
crash. Is that
yeah.
what it is?
So
Okay,
like
I did that on a mini bike on
newer
tour.
people, sometimes what'll happen is like, so when you're like riding and you start to like start going backwards.
You keep
As soon as you start going backwards, your hands start to rotate,
and then you keep
and it just puts the gas on more and more and more until you
yeah.
hit something or loop out or something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so that's what happened to me the first time.
First time you ever got on a bike.
I think it happens to everybody. It's kind of
That's yeah, it's happened.
So yeah, that
it's
was my
got to
first
happen.
bike experience
Yeah.
too.
The
We had this.
The last time it happened to me was, let's see, 2019. I was on tour with a band, and it was a summer tour, and you know, everyone had their fun toys, bikes, whatever, and someone had a couple mini bikes.
Mhm.
I think it was the Rockstar team. They had a bunch of little mini bikes, and there was a little sauced up. Everyone was. That's what happens. But I almost ran into our tour bus because that happened to me. I wasn't drinking whiskey; it was beer, but same difference, right?
The throttle.
I
still
was
got
like,
whiskey.
oh, someone take this, because I
Yes.
almost ran into like a multi-million-dollar bus. I was like, okay,
Who are you
different things.
touring
You know,
with?
you kept going and you're making a career out of it. I was like, okay, I don't need to be on the mini bike right now. But dude, that shit's scary.
Who were you touring with?
A band called Sleeping with Sirens.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah. That shit's scary.
But yeah, anyway, so yeah, going back, like my sister actually did the same thing. She shot it all the way down the driveway, which was like 90 feet. Oh no, it was a lot longer than that. Probably 90 yards. And then we had a fence at the bottom, and she just rode it like a berm,
Nice.
like Supermaning through the whole thing, like this wired fence, and then shot off of it, laid the bike down sideways like a pro, stood up, started walking towards the house, and my dad's like, "Are you okay?" She didn't, just ghost faced, walked into the house, never got back on the bike ever again. Like that's
Yeah,
like
dude.
that's definition of
That was
whiskey
the
throttle right
last
there.
time I did that. I had all brand new gear, had just gotten new boots, all new gear. My
Swag.
bike was a few weeks old, and I was an idiot. I mean, I was on a gravel road, and there was a kid, one of my buddies, in front of me in his pickup, and I tried to wheelie and just frickin' like fell backwards, and then I had to lay my bike down and went under the bed of his pickup on my bike while he was driving. Then all my boots, dude, all scuffed up, all my new gear.
Oh,
holes in
dude.
it. I was like, right
Like,
away,
Good thing I
dude.
spent all this money.
I know, it's
I know, right?
expensive, dude. Racing is
I was just
not
yeah
expensive.
going into that. Like, I mean, how much do you spend on one? Let's say one trip, like going to Texas. Like, what do you put into like
Man.
bike maintenance, trailer?
I don't have like an exact number for you, but it's a lot. And
How much a year about
I
or
don't,
like a season?
I don't know.
You're
I don't
like,
want to throw like a crazy number out there and it not be
Yeah.
accurate.
Yeah.
But I-
Over or under 50K?
I
that's
don't even want to put a number on it.
Okay.
Well, because
Fair enough.
my dad helps me out a lot.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
sometimes like
Don't
I don't
put
even
him on
know like
blast.
yeah,
I
because
feel ya.
he covers like all my like entry fees and stuff,
Mhm.
and he helps me out with like bikes and stuff like that.
well. That's
so.
and do you have sponsors right now or not?
Yeah, I got a couple of Coeur d'Alene Power
Oh, yeah,
Sports
yeah.
and then Big Four Motorsports as well.
Oh, okay.
They help
cool.
me out, you know, like gear and stuff
Yeah.
and discounts and
Yeah.
stuff, but not free
And
bikes
that's how
or
old are
anything.
you right
Yeah,
now?
21.
20. Oh yeah, so you're young still too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I am too. But
yeah, it's expensive. I mean, a bike like out the door, you're looking at 10 grand.
Yeah.
I'll
Just
do
on
that.
the
yeah,
bike.
dude. And then once
just
you
on
get
the
up
bike
to like
itself.
like AMA. Those guys'
Mhm.
bikes are.
They've got like
Well, and then
they've got
maintaining them,
$100,000 in their
Damn,
motorcycle.
really?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
See, I
that's
don't-
insane.
I'll watch it, you know, cool. Travis
Mhm.
Pastrana, like, you know, great.
Yeah.
Like, so this is cool that like,
Throw the
so
name.
forgive me if I ask stupid questions, but
No,
like
you're good.
100 grand, like, damn, I didn't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I know they could get expensive, but
Yeah.
really,
Oh,
yeah, I
it's
mean
so nuts.
they've got 10, 12 grand just in suspension.
Wow.
Yeah. I
that's,
mean,
that's crazy.
Isn't that nuts?
It makes sense.
Then you
just
gotta
don't
maintain
know
that.
the scope of it.
Well, yeah, and
Right.
then
Looking
in
on
their
the
trailers,
outside,
dude, they
right?
have they
Oh,
can
oh
rebuild
my gosh, the
5
trailers.
bikes with the two stuff they have in their
Oh, yeah.
trailers.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
at those, it's insane.
yeah.
You gotta love the sport, right?
Oh yeah. So
Yeah.
you were saying, so 3, you got your first bike.
Mhm.
What was like the pushing thing for that? Like, was your dad?
My
in it?
dad,
He
yeah.
was in it before, and he's like, "That's
Yeah,
what you're doing."
yeah, I don't know.
Or
did you have
he
the
wishes I
posters?
played golf now.
Yeah. Well, hey, I mean,
Yeah.
you're 21 now. Once you get older, you know, that's when things start to, you know, I live close
Yeah.
to a golf course. I'm starting to think about, you know, maybe
It
I
would have been a
wanna
lot
do some
cheaper
golf,
to play
but
golf,
no.
though.
Yeah.
I don't know. Golf's
Golf's
expensive
expensive
too.
too, though.
Isn't it? Oh yeah.
And that's
Nice driver.
What's the prime like age for like supercross, like AMA and stuff? It's probably like 20s to like what, mid 30s,
Yeah.
or lower 30s even.
Yeah, it's a short
Yeah, it's not a very
range,
big window.
right? I mean, there's a couple exceptions like Chad Reed and stuff
Yeah,
that
that have-
are super, well, not old, but
And
older.
young, I guess. How old's Hayden Deegan? He's
He's young. I
dude.
don't-
He's
I-
doing that.
Is that Danger Boy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He might be like what, 15, 16?
Is he that young?
Really?
Ah,
He's young. dude.
17.
Yeah, I think
17.
I think he might be 17.
17.
But still, dude, he already podiumed in one of his.
Yeah. No, he did
Yeah.
good.
Well, and that's what I'm seeing too, because like obviously I'm passionate about my clients. So like I look into like what age do you got to be to like start getting out there? Because obviously with any professional sport, you got to have a name and you got to have like likability and all this. You could be the most talented person in the world, but you're not gonna make it big unless you have likability and a following and this and that, right?
Yeah.
Like I started seeing like all these younger, like 15, 16-year-olds are the ones that are like already getting picked to go to Supercross and be Supercross riders.
Well, dude,
And
and
it's just
that's
insane.
I remember the first race I remember you in was, when was it? It was like 2018, it was in Kalispell.
Okay.
And they have a triple there, I think, almost every time. And
Mhm.
you were like the only person in your class that would hit that triple. And
Yeah.
everyone
You were
was like,
there?
damn, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were there?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I was there then
Really?
too.
Yeah. Because I
Kalispell?
was.
Did you come to
I
Kalispell?
went to Kalispell to watch you guys.
Oh yeah, when Hayden and Trevor.
Yeah,
were
the
out there.
first.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I was
Yeah,
the same one.
Because I always
That's
went
crazy.
with Garrett and watched
Yeah.
with his
Yeah.
races.
Yeah.
And I just remember, dude, you were the only one hitting that triple
Oh,
in your class.
dude.
And everyone was like, damn, dude.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Ben's,
Yep.
yeah. He's got some balls.
Those triples
Yeah.
are scary
That's
because
literally-
the roof
Yeah,
was
dude,
there
it's
too, and they
close.
had the big like speakers that
Yep,
hang
yep.
down.
Dude, that's,
And
You're
I
like-
remember one year there was it was a little sketchy.
was
like,
it?
None of the pros wanted to hit it because the speakers were hanging down.
Uh-huh.
And it was like lined up just perfect to where like if you go too high, you're gonna
Decapitation.
hit your
Yeah,
head.
that's
It was
sketchy.
gnarly.
Dude, even just having a roof above you jumping that high is
Mhm.
just like a weird feeling.
It's a
I
little
feel like.
yeah, it's sketchy, but
Yeah.
no, Kalispell, they're not doing any more Kalispell races.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're done with that.
Yeah, so
That's
do you
weird.
do like a circuit around here? What's your
Um,
go-to every year?
yeah, there's a couple local races. I usually hit like the Coeur d'Alene Fairgrounds.
Yeah, it's always a
races.
good one.
Yeah, mom invites the whole town and
Yeah, right.
puts a lot of pressure on me.
Yeah.
But, you know.
That's sometimes pressure's good.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
I guess it
Diamonds,
depends. Some
baby,
people
diamonds.
perform well under pressure. Some people crumble
Mhm.
under pressure.
right.
I feel like Ben does a really good job.
Yeah.
Under pressure.
Dude, to be a high performer, you have to.
Yeah.
You have to be able to do well. Do you race air? You race airway?
Airway, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll do a couple races out of Airway and then Tri-Cities, Washougal probably,
Yeah.
Washington. And I don't really know. Just kind of whatever comes
Well,
up.
yeah.
I'm trying to get my pro card right now. And I was just in Texas, so did a couple races over there trying to get points. You got to get 60 points to get your pro card, and I've
Okay, I
got
was
like
gonna ask that.
yeah, I've got 49, I
Oh,
think.
so you're getting
Saw it close, but just like
yeah.
just
Could
like
be like a
one
weekend
race
away,
away.
yeah.
That's.
Yeah.
Do you have to
But-
hit like certain races? Like, do you have to go to Loretta or like anything certain to hit?
So there's a couple different pathways you can go to get
Okay.
like your pro card. So if you qualify and go to Loretta's in the pro class, you
Uh-huh.
like automatically get your
Oh, do you?
pro license.
Okay.
If you go and race, otherwise you have to get It's like a points system. You have to get
Oh.
60 points.
Gotcha.
And
And that's
then-
just from qualifying races anywhere.
right. So they call them like Pro-Am races.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And you go and hit like there's like a circuit where they do the Pro-Am races, and it's super competitive.
Is it?
Yeah.
So what's the tiers? Is there, because I know there's like arena cross
hmm
and then obviously like AMA. Is there like tiers that you start at and you can move up to each one? Like, do you have to be have your pro card to race in like arena cross?
Not arena cross, but you do for like supercross and stuff.
Oh, okay.
So you have to have, there's 2 separate pro cards. There's a pro card for outdoors and a pro card for like supercross.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So right now I'm working on getting my outdoor card.
Gotcha.
And then supercross is just a whole different
Thing.
beast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's cool.
Yeah, that's insane. So like when you're out on the track, what's going through your head? Like, what do you think about before you race, during your race, after your race? Like, what's going on in your head?
Man, before the race, there's so much. It's like, I don't even know what I think about. I'm just like zoned in.
Yeah. Do you
Um,
like kind of just prep yourself in your head? Like, all right, there's corners, going through the whoops. And then if you have somebody in front of you, if you don't have somebody in front of you, do you think about that kind of stuff?
Yeah, a little bit. To be
Or is it
honest,
more
like when I'm
reaction?
racing, like I don't think about like anything really. Like
It's
I'm
kinda
just like,
you're going. It's just second nature, and you're just
yeah,
you're
it's just
ripping
like,
it,
yeah, like
You're just zoned
reaction.
in.
Yeah.
It's just
Reaction
once
based.
you get in that zone.
Mm-hmm.
I was just reading actually one of Tim Grover's books, and he coached Michael Jordan and
Yeah.
Kobe and all those guys, and he said all those people, dude, they get in their zone and they don't even talk to them because they're not going to pay attention to you. They don't think of anything. They're just like zoned
This is
in. And they're
it,
just
yeah.
even they would say they don't even know what they're thinking about. They're just like do the job. and
Yeah,
that's it.
because I mean,
Yeah.
look, think about it. You get in a ring as a boxer, everybody has a plan until they get punched in the
Uh-huh.
mouth.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's probably the same situation.
Yeah.
Somebody cuts you off or whatever, you get knocked off your bike, jump on
Yeah.
their back, and
I feel like it might stuff might get in your head, like if someone passes you or something, then you like think
Yeah.
if you're like, oh, like I gotta
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, definitely going into the race, there's definitely like a game plan going into it. I mean,
Mhm.
obviously you want to get a good start. You want to,
yeah, that's crucial, right?
Right.
Coming out of the
start
gate.
to-
yeah, you want to get a good start. And then, I mean, after that, it's just kind of you're reacting to what happens. But, and when I was racing in Texas, we're doing the 25-minute motos, and I like halfway through, I would start, like I would snap out of the zone
Oh,
and I would
okay.
start thinking.
Yep.
And I would, yeah. And that would,
That can mess with you.
right. I would start thinking like, all right, I got to breathe.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
20 minutes in. I got
Yeah.
5 minutes left.
Yeah.
I got to breathe. And then I would start making mistakes
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I was like
Worried about
thinking,
breathing. Yeah.
Right.
like, oh,
Well,
Yeah.
and that's when you're used to racing like more local races. None of them are even close to that. Long.
Sure.
No, yeah, they're
Airway
a lot
kind of
shorter.
has a long one, right?
It kind of depends. I kind of go depending on who shows up and
Gotcha.
So for example, like so NASCAR, when they go to the loop or whatever they call it, they go and they take their
Circle.
scooters there. I don't know what that. I don't
Yeah, I
watch
don't know
it.
what
I mean,
it
I'll
is
I'll
either.
drink the Budweiser. I don't care, but
I
but-
watch NASCAR.
so their team, they got on scooters, bikes or whatever, and they go and they check out the straightaway. They check out everything because
Yeah.
it might be different from, even if they've been there before, they just take their laps and they kind of in their head go through it. Is that maybe a process? Do you get a chance to go out there and like walk it?
yeah, we'll do like track walk in the morning usually.
So that's common.
Yeah. Well, because the tracks are always changing.
Well, yeah,
they're
okay.
never the same. So you want to make sure that you know
You're
what's
like,
on the
okay,
other
this
side
is-
of
Yeah.
a
Oh, like
jump,
this is
right?
the degree of the
right.
the
Well, there's a
angle,
lot of
mm.
like, especially in like arena cross racing, there's a lot of blind jumps. So you
Okay.
can't see the land. The takeoff is so big, you,
just need to
can't
know
see the
it's-
landing.
it's
Yeah.
there from your kind of walk
Right.
through. And
Yeah. And then, I usually do like one lap where I'll roll everything and then start jumping stuff.
Okay.
Second lap. And then of practice, because you'll get like a practice session before the races and stuff. So,
cool to
Yeah.
map out all that stuff.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you get halfway through your race and the ruts, everything's getting rutted
Mhm.
out. And your takeoff's on the jump. You have to
Yeah.
choose a line, and you have to.
yeah,
It
it
starts-
changes every lap.
Oh yeah,
Especially in the mud, right?
I love mud races.
That's
They're
what.
my
Yeah,
favorite.
that's
Yeah.
thrive in the mud.
Yeah,
And
I
dude,
saw
most
it-
guys don't.
In Texas, it started dumping one day. And that's when I did the best was the mud race. Well, because, I mean, those guys know how to ride the mud. At the pro level, everybody knows how to
Yeah.
ride the mud. But I'm just, I don't know, I'm confident in the mud, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I
like-
just, it's fun for me to like ride the mud because I'm so confident and
Uh-huh.
like it's just it's a
So
good
why
time.
why so so much confidence in the mud? Is it just because it's
Just
fun
growing
and
up
messy
like
and,
racing in the mud.
Yeah, just the
Yeah.
fact
North
of
Idaho,
Yep,
baby.
racing
Yeah,
here.
it's
North
getting
Idaho.
messy, you know. I mean, I don't know. Maybe you can compare with football, like playing in the
Oh,
the
100%
mud.
different
Like that's
game.
the most
Yeah.
fun. My dad told me like he
Well,
used to
I
play
mean, you're
football.
in a
He loves
downpour, the ball's wet, you're
Yeah.
sliding around on your
Yeah.
feet. Like there's
Now
it's
it's
a
just turf
100%
burns.
different game.
Oh yeah,
So
completely different.
That makes-
so
okay.
with him, like it being North Idaho here, you never know what kind of you literally get rain, snow, and sunshine in one day
Right.
in North Idaho.
Yeah.
So you grew up dealing with those conditions. So I'm sure you know exactly what's going on in the mud.
Yep. I'm just comfortable in those
Mm.
conditions because I grew up racing them, and then maybe the other guys aren't as comfortable, so I can capitalize on
Yeah.
Yeah,
their mistakes.
Right? Yeah.
And yeah.
Your game plan completely changes.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a condition that is your least favorite? I mean, is it like super dry weather that's baking? I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, there's not really. I mean, they're all kind of. Yeah. I don't really like dry, rough tracks. But
like super cold just sucks when it's super cold out.
That's-
Everything's like hard rock.
yeah, I don't
Yeah,
like
just your
hard
body temperature.
pack stuff.
That would
like
suck.
blue groove.
I feel
sucks.
like, yeah, because you
Absolutely
have to have a
sucks.
line, and
Yeah.
I'm sure, and yeah, I could see that being really crappy. I would like the mud probably more. Honestly,
It's
You
just
make
a
your
little-
own.
it's
very
softer than-
technical.
It's like powder snow.
Yeah.
when you're snowboarding,
Yeah.
right?
Well, that's like if
Yeah.
you. I'm sure you've rode it like Juniper or something in the
Mhm.
dunes. That
Yeah.
stuff's like
It's-
it's yeah
Yeah, it's
It's
fun.
different. Right,
Well,
than
and
that stuff.
riding in the sand is actually really similar to riding in the mud.
Is it? Dude,
Yeah.
you just hold it wide open.
Yeah,
while
no,
you're going.
it's the faster you
Yep, the
go,
easier it
the
is.
more stable
Oh.
the bike is.
I can see that.
Yeah, and
Speed is your friend.
a lot of people don't really realize that, but the faster you go,
So they
the more the
Uh-huh.
bike will track better.
I see.
Then when
Yeah.
you wad it though, you're
Yeah,
going pretty fast.
Yeah, you gotta be a little bit.
there is a line to it if you go
Yeah,
too
no, yeah.
fast, but
Well, I
especially when it's
think-
super slick out
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, and I
But-
know, like, just from what I know of you, you are like, if it comes to fight or flight, you're a fighter. Like in the second, like you know exactly what you need to be doing. I've seen you wreck, and you come off your bike, and you're just like literally he
What
does
wreck did you see?
flip. I think you like tank slapped and went over the top.
At Airway?
Yeah, and then you just like ran out of it. Like
Oh,
you like
yeah,
did a
yeah.
flip and like ran out of it, and we're just completely fine. I'm just like,
I don't know.
what? Like, how do you do that? Like he's like really quick,
Yeah.
like fighter sense. So I think that's why his motocross skills are on point. He knows what to do like right when it happens.
And that's do you
It's
do
reaction-based.
so do you do wood races or like enduro, or is it just strictly
I have in the past. I would like to get into it again.
Yeah.
Because it's fun. I like racing in the woods.
yeah,
and
it is.
being out there for 3 hours.
dude,
On those,
exactly,
you
yeah.
gotta like probably train, go do like 10-mile runs.
Oh,
and
dude,
stuff
and
for
it's-
Oh.
cardiovascular.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, those races they're gnarly.
Yeah, and
But-
and most of it's like single track. So
Mhm.
you're getting ruts that are a
Yeah.
foot and a half deep, mud holes that they put you through, logs you're
That's
going
crazy.
over. And it's
Yeah, you got guys, stuck on
yeah,
the hill
yeah,
climb,
yeah,
and
dude,
you
then
gotta
you're
figure out a way around
Uh-huh.
them,
And then
all sorts of crazy stuff.
very small passing opportunities too in a lot of them.
Mhm.
Because you'll get stuck behind. Yeah,
Right.
it's fun.
Yeah.
Like I loved racing in the woods.
Did
but-
you ever race like the muddy butt?
Yeah, those
did?
are the
That's what
ones
you're
I
talking about?
raced. It was
Yeah.
like the Muddy Butt, Chuck Compton, all the ones.
What's
Yeah.
that? Are those like local?
Yeah, so they're in
stuff?
St. Mary's.
Okay.
It's up on Christmas Hills, and it's just all. They're pretty long ass laps. Like you're doing 30, 40-minute laps.
Holy
and then
crap.
you can have a partner and you switch back and you can tag team
Oh, that's cool.
and you'll do like
Mhm.
6
be
laps
fun.
or
Yeah.
but then they have pro Ironmans where you race the whole thing
Just
by
the
yourself.
whole dang thing.
And
Yeah.
that's my but Garrett, that's what he
Yeah,
does.
I
Garrett.
actually
Yeah.
had a client that did a desert run for like 250 miles or something crazy.
Yeah,
like
see,
that.
then they have
Mm,
those
something
long ass
long.
enduro.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are
races.
called enduro race, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, yeah. And then they have what's the ones? All the obstacles. Those are enduros too, aren't they? It's just a
Yeah,
different
enduro
type.
cross.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's that stuff's crazy. Dude.
Super
That was
crazy.
enduro.
Yeah, I would like to do like a woods race like at a pro level because
Dude,
I
you
haven't
should,
I
dude.
haven't done it at a pro level yet.
Dude, I bet. Have you ever raced the ones there, like the Muddy Butt or anything?
Yeah, I did. I used to do like the father son tag
Oh,
team
okay,
with my
yeah.
dad back in the day.
Yeah, dude. I bet you'd do good if you did the ones.
It'd be fun
because
yeah.
they have a pro class. It's
Yeah.
not. I don't think the
I don't know if
payouts-
I'd make the Ironman.
Dude, that's just so much. That'd help you though with your
It would. Yeah.
like all of your racing, just having to go that long.
yeah.
Yeah, if you did like 1 or 2 of those a year.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure. I know there's a couple like factory guys that'll jump in and do woods races every
Oh,
now and
really?
again. Yeah, just for fun and seat time and
Yeah,
fitness and
dude, it's just those
training.
races are so hard on your bike
Yeah,
if you're
Oh yeah, and then going back to the money aspect
Yeah,
of
that's the
like the
only thing that's
maintenance. You put
nice
10
is
grand into your bike and then you got to maintain it. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
it's crazy.
and if
yep.
you're going hard on a woods race, which you're
Mhm.
probably gonna break something or something's gonna get messed up on your bike.
Well, yeah, just the work on the motor too, like going into like the mud holes and
Uh-huh.
stuff
Yep.
is for 3 hours, putting it through the mud. Yeah,
And they purposely put you through like 2 foot deep mud holes and
Yeah.
yeah. So you're going through them if they're there.
The Spartan race of
Yeah.
motorbikes. Yeah.
pretty much. Yeah,
Yeah.
yep.
Gotcha. That's so cool. But with your passion, what drives your passion to keep wanting to do it year after year after year?
Well,
The mud.
The mud.
yeah.
Playing in the
So
mud.
recently, I've had like a mind like flip, like switch. Um, I just kind of it's more of like a goal for me now. Like I've always wanted to like go pro and like race at like a super high level,
Mhm.
like as a career. But uh, I mean, it really doesn't pay the bills.
Yeah.
So there's
Unless
not
you're
a
like
lot unless you're like top
1%.
dog.
Mhm.
It really does. You don't make that much money, and you have like super high costs for racing. Like it's like privateer guys. Like it's super hard for them
You
to
gotta have factory
even make
ride.
ends meet. Yeah.
Mhm.
So if you're not on a team, it's just like possible.
Well, yeah, that's what I was gonna ask. Cause like even like local races, the payouts
Mhm.
aren't very high on
I
'em.
mean,
And
yeah,
you'll get a few. I feel like that sometimes. I guess
mhm,
years are different too. It depends how many people are
right,
entering it. But
yeah, yeah. I'm doing it more for myself now instead of like a career aspect. Like it's a personal goal.
Yeah.
Like I want to, get my pro card and go and race outdoor nationals. Like that's a dream of mine. It's not a career path anymore.
gotcha.
So it's kind of a different mindset of why I want to do it now.
When did that flip over, do you think?
Recently?
Just recently?
Yeah,
This year?
yeah,
Yeah, that's where it comes down to the passion of it, I think, is you get to a point where you're living off of your societal standards, your societal ego of, all right, I need to make a career out of this because society tells me I do. If I'm gonna do this, I need to make a career. I gotta make money doing it. And you get to a point where you just start like enjoying life or whatever it is you're doing,
right.
and you flip your goals to personal.
Mhm,
That's where I see people thrive. That's where I see people start shooting through the roof.
Mhm.
Is when they're like, all right, this is for me.
mhm.
And then it becomes like your heart instead of your
Right,
head.
right.
Yeah. That's awesome,
Yep.
man.
Yeah.
It's
Have
gonna
you
be
noticed maybe like a riding style change? I know you said it's pretty recent, so I don't know if
Mhm.
you've had enough time to, I mean, even if there is a change, but like maybe a style change in how you're riding because now you're doing it more for yourself instead of more
Right.
towards like, okay, cool. Like I need to do this, this, this,
Mhm.
this. I mean, you still do that, but
Right.
the goal has shifted,
Right.
changed. So has that affected your, I guess, style, I guess? I mean,
I would say totally.
yeah.
Yeah. Cuz I really didn't take it like super serious before.
Mhm.
I'd just like show up on the weekend and race and then not train, show up the next weekend and race.
Yeah.
And I mean, I was do okay. But I mean, recently I mean, I just went to California and trained and stuff and I never had like any like lessons or coaching or anything like that. So I
Okay.
went to this year I went to California and trained with a coach, really working on form,
Okay.
kind of reworking all of my bad habits because I've never had training or somebody tell me how to
Yeah.
properly ride the motorcycle. I just kind of did it on my own. So my form has changed a lot.
Okay.
And it's helped a lot with like arm pump. Yeah, just like
Yeah.
riding the motorcycle properly has helped
Okay.
a bunch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that affects that small. Well, I'm sure there's small things that build up into a,
Right. It's all
tweaking
like
things,
small
but
changes, but
yeah.
it's super uncomfortable. Like I ride with my feet out like this, but you
yeah.
got to get them in
Yeah.
so you can squeeze.
you
Uh-huh.
can squeeze a tank.
Right. So
Yeah.
I just kind of like
The
ride.
little
My
things.
knees wouldn't be squeezing the
Okay.
tank, and then I'd
Yeah.
just be hanging on with my arms.
So
Yeah.
yeah. So
So
you
then my
do
arms
that.
would pump up. So
Your
then
arms take less
just
of
trying
the.
to get my
Okay.
knees
Now you're
in,
using your
squeezing the
legs and your
tank. Then I'm
abs.
using Yeah,
Better
all of
connection
that
with the
instead
bike,
of
yeah.
just my
Yeah.
arms.
Yeah.
But then, the gate drops and I forget all of it.
Until
yeah.
it's subconsciously loaded.
Right.
Yeah.
So
you gotta practice that.
I'm trying to like just practice and practice and practice these things. Like I went out to 7 Mile yesterday and I was just on like a corner track, just trying to like work on like form and stuff until I can do it without even thinking about it.
Mhm.
That's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
I know, and that's so like thinking about the arm pump stuff as your trainer in the past, like I'd always be like, I think it's like how you ride. I think you shrug your shoulders and like I'm a thinker. Like my brain, like when I'm sleeping, I'm thinking. It's so stupid. So like I try to like trace it all the way back and I'm like, well, he started at a young age. I'm like fear. Like that was the first thing that popped in my head. I'm like, you jump like the whiskey throttle thing, like when you jump on a bike, like you're kind of freaked out, right?
Yeah.
So this is fear right here. People will shrug. So now you're just closing off blood flow to your arm, like through your arms, right? And you're tightening up. And that was like that's what I thought was causing the arm pump
Yeah.
was just your posture because
Mhm.
you're letting blood in but not out.
Right.
And so like relaxing, dropping your shoulders
Mhm.
and hanging on, and then like you said, using your legs.
Yeah. And I have noticed that like at the big races where there's a lot of pressure or like just like the nerves are really bad, I ride tight.
Right
Yeah.
here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
tight. But then when it's a race where like the mud moto, I was confident. I
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
loose.
Uh-huh.
I was just flowing with the motorcycle. I wasn't fighting it.
Yep.
But the ones where it's like just tight, it just
But so restructuring those habits because your
Mhm.
entire life you rode in fear because you're like on a bike, right?
right.
And then it becomes natural. Like you
Yeah.
subconsciously load those habits. Now you have to like literally rewrite that whole entire pattern in your mind
Right.
to a different
Mhm.
riding style.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And touching on like the fear part of riding, like you can't ride scared.
No.
Like that's part of the reason why I hung it up for like a year. Is because like as soon as I like hopped up to the pro class, like that first pro race, there was so much pressure. Not pressure that like pressure from other people, just pressure I put on myself.
Mhm.
That it was, and I was so scared and nervous. I was riding scared, and you can't ride scared. It's like big no go.
Yeah.
But and then yeah, I quit racing for like a year, and just
Because
had
of that.
right because of that, and then
Yeah.
I had the mindset switch,
Mhm.
and now I'm like back in 110%.
Yeah.
I want to like
Nice.
go like insane and
There you go.
Like, all right,
go
now I got
super hard
goals.
and
yeah.
go to California and train and go to Texas and get pro points. And
Yeah.
before I wouldn't go to Texas and try and get pro points.
Yeah.
It wasn't worth the money because I couldn't make a career out of it. So why would I spend the money to go and race
But
in
now
Texas?
you got a goal.
Right.
Now
So
you're
now
like, "Ah,
now
I
that the
want
mindset
this."
has switched, it's worth it to me to
Yeah.
go and
Yeah.
spend the money
Mhm.
and try and meet my personal goals.
And you're gonna
You
have
have
a
purpose.
much more fun time doing it because it's
Right.
more for yourself rather than the you know,
Exactly.
what you're
Yeah.
doing before.
Yeah.
So complete win-win,
Mm-hmm.
win-win.
Exactly.
Right.
So if the opportunity did present itself to make it a career, would you do it then?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
100%.
Yeah.
100%, yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you definitely could, dude. I mean, if you got, especially too with like social and stuff, if you got
Mhm.
like that integrated with it, you could definitely make something out of it, like content, all that stuff.
Right. That's the thing. A lot of the sponsors these days, they don't really care about results
Yeah.
anymore. They care about
Popularity.
Instagram presence.
Yeah,
they care
it's
about
crazy.
followers. They
Makes
care
sense.
about.
Has changed.
They don't really care about the results. They just
Yeah.
want to make sure that their product is gonna be promoted.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because when it comes down to it, America's a business.
Yeah, it's about selling,
Yeah.
selling products.
That
That's
sticker
like,
looks great on that,
Mhm.
I
it's
really
why
like the
vegan's
sticker on
gonna
your
be
bike.
like a
Yeah.
golden boy.
You're the
just 'cause
worst
it's so
supercrosser.
Yeah, he already
You have
is.
100 billion
And
followers.
he's
Yeah,
good,
right.
but-
No,
But
But
damn,
you
is he
suck
really
on the
good?
track
Yeah.
and you have that sticker on your
But-
bike.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I get that. And that's where, I mean, you and I had that conversation after the workout today. Like, you have that. I see that potential. Like, you got social media presence. You got very likable person, very good person, and you're damn good at what you do. So
Appreciate that.
I'm excited to see where your future lies in the sport. And yeah, I support the
I was gonna
heck
ask,
out
what
of
is your eating? Do you like do nutrition? Is there anything specific, or do you just kind of
So I've been like trying to get into it a little bit. I'm not like on like a diet
Yeah,
by
yeah,
any means,
yeah.
but just trying to eat better.
clean for
Right.
the most part?
Right. I mean, yeah,
Because
just
that's dude. Even reading that Tim Grover's like Michael Jordan, Kobe, they all had a specific meal they would eat. I think Michael
Mhm.
Jordan would eat like a 6-ounce steak like an hour before every game because that's what fueled him the best. So,
Mhm.
like most guys would never do that. They would eat carb up before a game. So that can be big too. Like before races, if you have that meal that like feeds you best before, like, so is
Right.
there like stuff you
mhm,
like eat right before your races? Because when you're racing, you obviously you can't eat
mhm.
anything.
a lot
Yeah,
of
do you, like,
lot of
pre-workout?
bananas.
Bananas?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of bananas. I drink like a Rhino Power, like electrolyte
Oh yeah, yeah.
drink, like a lot of those.
Stay hydrated.
Yeah, and then I don't know. I haven't really. I need to.
Yeah, I feel like
Get
it's something
like
you
a-
have to like
Something specific.
experiment
Yeah.
with,
Yeah,
because that's
right.
like Michael. He probably fueled better off of fats, so that's like the steak with
Yep.
the fats and protein. Some guys, who
Inflammation.
yeah, feel
Mhm.
better with frickin' a bunch of carbs.
Yeah, and I think it honestly, I kind of touched base. Like I made some little spoof on my story
Uh-huh.
the other day about. Yeah. Anyway, so I think like your blood type,
Yeah, can factor
because of
into
the
it.
acidity, alkalinity of it, and how it transfers proteins and all those things,
Mhm.
and then your blood pressure on like, because if you have more blood pressure, like when you're working out, you have more confidence.
Mhm.
Right. So I think all that affects that. And when you do dial your nutrition in, your blood pressure and
Yeah.
everything changes.
Yeah, dude, that
And
could
your
probably. I'm
inflammation
sure there's
changes.
probably science too between what
Oh, yeah.
you eat and arm pump, like even
Oh,
just
yeah.
affecting
Absolutely.
arm
Right.
pump and
Yeah.
helping it. I'm sure there's stuff you
Yeah.
could eat to help with that even.
Yeah, I need to get like a pre-race meal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Down. There's a
Figure
lot
out
of
what works best for you, because
Yeah,
it could
yeah,
be
'cause
different
everyone's-
because
yeah.
everybody's
Right,
blood type's different.
right. There's a guy that goes around on TikTok and like asks the professional like factory guys what they eat
Oh,
before races, and they all have. Some of them won't tell you what they eat, but the
Oh,
ones
yeah.
that have they have like a specific
Yeah, a
meal
routine, yeah.
that they eat every time they
Yep.
before a race, which
Yeah.
I need to get.
And that's
in on
something
Well, you
that.
kind of
dude.
do. You got the bananas.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
the-
if you have
well,
something-
so is
Bananas,
that
right.
because you like
Banana,
bananas, or is it
whatever.
from like a cramping potassium?
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
That's
it's like
kind of
a-
that's
it's
what
a
I
fast
thought of, but I was like,
digesting-
Yeah.
I mean,
The
bananas.
electrolytes.
I can see that.
and that's
just
something
on-
that's easy on your
Easy,
stomach,
but
fast
yeah.
digesting carb.
Mhm.
It's not.
And it kind of depends. Like I kind of go back and forth depending on like what time my race is.
Yeah.
If I have like a
Mm.
morning race, I usually keep it light.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But if it's like
All
an
based off of,
afternoon.
yeah, so it goes off of insulin. That's why I tell all my athletes and whatnot, like before you work out, sugar spikes your insulin, and then you work out, it drops your insulin back to level.
Mhm.
And then there's a point where your insulin starts diving again, so you need sugar again after your workout.
Yeah.
And that's probably similar to any competition or
Mhm.
game or whatever it is.
And that's
And it's
if you
just
were
balance
yeah.
that insulin level.
Yeah. And if you were doing like a longer, like a 25-minute moto, like
You need a lot more carbs.
yeah, like and a longer like a complex carb that's going to stay in your system longer.
Yeah,
and keep
and
fueling
work for
you
you.
through your
Consistent. Yeah,
like eating
exactly.
pasta or something in the morning or something that's
Yeah.
You don't. That's the thing though, is I feel like there's a fine line. You don't want to eat it 30 minutes before you go out, or your body's
No,
gonna
and
be
it
trying to
depends on what
digest
you're
that
doing,
while you're-
because
Right.
so like oatmeal at night
Uh-huh.
would be really good,
Yeah.
because
Oh,
that's
yeah.
slow
Yeah, very
digesting.
slow.
You do oatmeal the night before, and then it starts releasing the next
Mhm.
day when you're doing your moto.
yeah, I need to like sit down with you guys.
Yeah.
and,
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
We need to
and, like,
line you up.
figure something out.
See, and
'cause-
that's something where you have to figure out for you, because like for me, oatmeal always makes
Could be
me
different.
It messes with my stomach
I
so
love
bad.
oatmeal.
I love
It's
it
great.
too, but
I got to
my
a point where I
stomach-
was doing the whole thing just straight raw, because I
Uh-huh.
was like, let's just speed this shit up.
Mhm.
Like, I don't want to. I love overnight oats. It's great, but I tend to put like the yogurt, the berries, all this
Yeah.
extra
Everything
crap in
together.
it. But with the oats, I got to a point where I was just like, all right,
Just
let's just sit
start
here with a
chewing
glass
on
of water and just.
Yep.
But it was great. I mean, it was just, I don't know. I was seeing it as like not the tasty apple cinnamon packet, you know.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, so good. But the peaches one is my favorite.
Well, you
too.
think about
But
going back to
yeah,
that
just going for
insulin
it.
spike
Yeah.
before bed that we talked about a long time ago.
Yep.
If you do
Blackstrap
like the
molasses.
apple cinnamon oatmeal
would be
before
different.
bed, that would be perfect.
No, that would be different. Yeah. But it was, I guess, well, I buy the big, I don't know. I don't buy the package of the small packets.
Yeah,
I
you
just
buy the big thing of oats.
Yeah. So if I did buy that, yeah, just I'm not gonna clip
switch up.
that.
I'm doing oatmeal at night.
You should,
It's
dude.
great.
Look into
Yeah.
like your nutrition.
Yeah.
That could help you a lot.
Yeah.
Like if you figure it
For
out.
sure.
Yeah,
You
we
c-
got to dial that
You
in.
can still throw in the banana, throw in a little, scoop of peanut
Mhm.
butter, some black shot molasses, and you're ready to rip.
Yep.
And it was
I love
something
the
too. Like
You and
you'd
your
want your
black
meals
molasses.
like all
Right.
day to be good.
Right.
But
Choke
figuring
on it.
out because you can't
What?
like
Choke
eat
on
like
it.
crap and then just eat a good pre-race like meal.
Oatmeal and
Right.
black
Well, and it's
molasses.
not just
Got a
like
side
day of the
conversation
race
going on
too.
here.
It's like day
Yeah,
before.
you
Yeah,
hear me?
yeah.
Also like
Sorry, bro.
hydrating the day before too.
That's big.
Yeah.
And carbon up or whatever you have to do to feel better the day before. So your next day, your nutrition's just
So
so
nutrition's a
big,
huge
dude.
aspect.
So,
And I mean, flipping over that mindset, like dialing your nutrition, make sure you're getting your cardio in. Like today, doing those longer motos, I set you up with, what did we do? Quarter mile run, 20 burpees, quarter mile run, 18 burpees, quarter mile run, 16 burpees, quarter mile run, 14. Die.
Yeah.
40 minutes of just straight
It
love.
was pretty brutal.
It's just death, yeah.
yeah.
And I was still sleeping because it was like 6 in the morning.
He 100% was snoozing. on
And
his
that's
way
even
in.
something, dude, you can do if you eat before your workouts and see how it affects
Yeah.
like when you're moving like
Yeah,
that.
that's gonna be your
That's
big
gonna be the
tell.
best bet. Yeah.
Because that's, dude, I remember, obviously, I was on such a small scale. I was doing like literally like local, like B class woods
Yeah.
races. But, dude, if I ate, I would be on the toilet for like, and I just nerves. I would literally
Oh,
have to go
yeah.
sit in a frickin' porta potty for 15
Call it
minutes
that a
before the race.
PRP.
Yeah.
Pre-race poop.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude,
The
Flip
every
it.
race,
Yeah.
every race before it
Oh, yeah.
happened to me.
Yeah.
What was the
That's me
closest?
every
What's the
race.
closest time period to your race that you had a PRP?
Like on the line.
Yeah, dude.
Are you
that
serious?
happened
Yeah.
to me
Get
too.
off, go.
Yeah.
Come
There's
back.
they usually put an outhouse
Yeah.
like right next to
So
the
they know
line.
what's up. They're like, hey, we
No,
know.
yeah, I think it's pretty common deal.
Did
But-
you do it before? Did you do the business before you raced, or did you? Have
Oh
to
yeah,
wait till-
100%.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Dude,
You
if
can't
your
wait.
Light as a
stomach-
feather.
no.
You
You're
can't
like,
wait.
"Oh,
If
my
your
stomach's
stomach
gonna
was
hurt."
messed up, that'd mess you up so
Well,
bad.
it's
I
not.
feel like.
It's more of like a nerves thing.
Yeah.
Because I like in Texas, like I was super nervous.
no.
Every moto, dude. Like,
Nah.
yeah, no,
You're like,
every,
I'm dumping.
twice a day.
Nice.
Every moto. I had a moto in the morning and I had a moto at like midday.
And it would
Every,
just
every
man,
time
keeping it
before.
healthy.
right before like we would like
Dude.
push our bikes up to the starting line.
dang it.
I was like, hey dad, you gotta hold
You
the
gotta-
bike.
Yeah,
I gotta
yeah,
go to
dude,
the
that's-
bathroom, man.
I thought I
I'm
was
just
a
gonna have
weirdo
it.
when that happened to me.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
like, dude, why am I doing this?
I think it's
It's a
I think
real
it's
deal.
normal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, it definitely
So-
is. Well, that just shows too that you're taking it very seriously. Because if you're getting that like nervous about it, then you
Yeah.
like want to do good.
Right.
On a science level, I think it's you got your psoas muscles.
Mm-hmm.
I think those tighten up when you get nervous. You
You're
know
like,
that gut
"Ooh."
feeling of nervousness and fear you get? That's your psoas muscles tightening up.
Yeah.
And that's connected to your guts. So I think that's what happens.
Probably.
And then it
Yeah.
squeezes out.
That's
Yeah.
where like that getting in the zone, dude. Like you watch the top level guys, they're so loose and they're
Mhm.
firm, but they're so loose and move so fluid
was
with
right.
the bike,
Flow.
dude, over everything. And you
Yeah.
can tell that they just can get zoned in and like
And this
all that
guy,
just
dude,
leaves.
flow, like between you and your brother, like you guys just flow.
Oh, dude, that's what everyone always
Appreciate it.
talked about. I remember when we watched it racing, it
Yeah,
was like,
he
dude,
just
he's
flows
just
out
so
there.
smooth.
So
So you always looked smooth when you were racing. Even
yeah, he could be
you felt like
freaking
you
out
were
the whole
stiff.
time, but it's just like, dude, that's awesome.
You can tell too, dude, when you watch people race, like ones that are like super
Tensed
stiff
up.
on the
Right.
bike, and
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yep.
They're biffing in the
especially going over
corners.
whoops, dude. People that are about to kill themselves. Going over
Yeah.
That's where I feel like I have to take a dump.
Shit,
Every
really?
week.
Like, oh,
Yeah.
well, it's there now. So
Dude,
just keep
whoops
going.
they're technical. Like you
Going
can
back to
you
gnarly.
can
pull
wreck
ups.
yourself on.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I
Oh yeah.
feel like that's something too, dude. Speed your friend.
Oh yeah.
On the whoops?
Yeah. There's a certain line though. You
Yeah, I
can't
guess
go.
it depends.
Can't go too.
Hmm.
If you go.
So
too
those of you who
fast, the
don't know
front
what
wheel.
whoops are,
Oh,
they're
gotcha.
like these little jumps that you kind of flow through.
Mm-hmm.
But
Skim,
yeah,
skim across the top of them.
yeah, you
Yeah.
want to skim across them.
Dude, and if you, I'm sure
Grrrah.
you've.
Yep.
Have you went to like the AMA? Have you watched any of the races?
Like Supercross
Yeah,
stuff. Yeah.
Dude, their whoops are huge.
They're
like you don't
massive.
realize it
Like
on
they're actual
TV,
jumps.
but dude, they're big.
Yeah. So I actually did Supercross Futures races, which is like you race on the exact same track
Oh
that
damn,
the
dude,
pros
that's
race
gnarly.
to try and get Supercross points,
Uh-huh.
and the whoops were
Dude, it's nuts.
they're like up to my waist.
Yeah, it's nuts.
I'm not a very tall guy, but
It's
it's still pretty
Dude,
tall.
well, yeah, I did the Spartan race in Washougal. You guys,
Yeah.
you guys race that
They
one.
have a good whoop section there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I'm just running those. I'm like, man, these are a lot. I'm thinking that while I'm running my race. I'm like,
Yeah.
these are like jumps.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
dude.
you
Wait,
watch
how
it
do you
on
skim
TV and they
across?
Yeah,
skim
they
across
make
so
it look
easy.
so easy.
Just
Yeah.
like,
Dude, have you raced at the Possible?
Yeah.
Okay, so are those whoops technically, or what are those that are after
No,
that? Because
they
those
call
are
them
huge.
they call them whoops, but those are like
Those are huge,
Doubles.
dude.
yeah. And you kind of want to like skip
Yeah.
one.
Because it's like
Yeah.
those set of them, and then
Yeah.
there's like the 3 doubles after it, I
Uh-huh.
think, and then you go up.
The one that goes like kind of around the turn.
Yeah. Dude, because those, I was like, how do you even hit? Like, you can't hit
Yeah.
these like whoops.
There's a
'cause you're-
couple guys that'll actually triple those.
Oh damn,
Jeez.
dude, and those are like
I haven't done
deep
that.
too, and they're like steep.
Yeah.
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 You
But-
it's almost 10.
Yeah.
Uh,
Let's. Anything else you want to talk about, Ben?
This won't be the last time, I guarantee you.
Alright.
We're
Yeah.
talking about you when you're in Supercross.
I'm stoked.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for having me on. It was a great time. So
Yeah. If
Yeah,
you guys
that's
get
cool.
a chance, follow him on Instagram.
Yeah, we'll have all the information,
Click
the show notes.
below.
Yeah.
Cool.
Click.
Click.
Yeah.
below.
Okay, yeah.
Got stuff pop up here. Stuff pop up.
yeah.
Right on. Sweet.
All right, guys.
Cool.
Thanks, man.
Cool.
Sweet.
Thanks, guys.